people with severely damaged lungs, seizures, heart conditions, brain damage, and the extent is unknown concerning the effects of secondhand inhalation of vaping contaminants. What is going on? Well, typical American marketing, lack of regulations, and the absence of appropriate health education surrounding e-cigarettes and vaping. The distribution and sales of e-cigarettes began in 2006 in the United States. The Food and Drug Administration did not become involved in reviewing any aspect of these products until 2016, 10 years later. It is a common belief that vaping is safer than traditional cigarettes when, in fact, it may be even more dangerous. Nicotine is a known danger to the respiratory, cardiovascular, and immune systems. Nicotine is only one issue, but the flavorings and the suspension ingredients in vape juices create a whole new chemical cocktail of cancer-causing effects and health-destroying properties. Lung cancer and heart disease are the leading causes of death in the U.S. While we know that smoking cigarettes increases the risk of lung cancer, we expect new and different reports to tell us that e-cigarettes and vaping are dangerous. But the bottom line is this: poison is poison. Nicotine is nicotine. Breathing radon causes lung cancer. Daily exposure to diesel or gas fumes, stains in paints, pesticides, hazardous chemicals cause lung cancer. Vaping causes lung damage, and continued use will also contribute to cancer. Yet somehow we've convinced ourselves that breathing in vegetable glycerin, unapproved chemical-derived flavorings, and liquid nicotine is not as dangerous as a stinky filtered tobacco cigarette. Maybe because it smells better or it tastes better. Additional dangers arise when the vape juice is being homemade. There is no control over what ingredients are combined and what new chemicals they create when inhaled. Let's think about it for a minute. Here's what we already know. Cigarettes contain over 600 chemicals. When you light the cigarette and inhale the smoke into your body, it becomes 7,000 chemicals. So how toxic and what amount of heavy metals and bacteria are in the homemade mixes? Vinegar is damaging to internal organs when it involves vapor inhalation. We cannot guess how toxic the homemade juices are or the amount of chemicals they produce when they are smoked. The truth is, teenagers and adults are using ingredients that are readily available in their homes or at local bargain stores to create their mixtures. Food flavorings, alcohol, liquid cough syrup, cooking oils, and cheap aromatherapy oils. There is no limit to the number of concoctions or dangers that exist in homemade vape juice. With the increasing number of middle school and high school students embracing the e-cigarette and vaping culture and truly believing it is not as dangerous as smoking, real and effective communication is essential. This is a tough subject to address when adults using e-cigarettes believe there are no dangers because they are only vaping moisture. Drawing moisture into the lungs creates a very dangerous situation, even without the accompanying chemicals and nicotine. Health conditions such as secondary drowning, pulmonary edema, popcorn lung, bacterial infections, or pleurisy occur due to heavy vaping. No one really anticipated the dangers surrounding asbestos. It was used everywhere. Chemicals are chemicals. Just like genetically modified grains, artificial colors, and synthetic food additives that are used in the U.S. are banned in countries around the world, vaping is no different. Here is a list of countries and when they banned vaping products. 10 years ago, these products were known to be dangerous. Again, chemicals are chemicals. They cause disease and health conditions when they enter the human body. This is not rocket science. It is nicotine, chemicals, moisture, and just another very costly way to impair your health and the health of those around you. Please consider finding a healthier habit. Your friends and family love you, and the dangers are just not worth it. Wishing you the very best. Just think about it.
The content of this video contains the author's opinions, observations, thoughts, conclusions, and serves as informational and educational material purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice, medical diagnosis, or medical treatment. The author is not prescribing medical treatment nor attempting to negate current medical treatment. Should viewers choose to follow any of the author's recommendations without the supervision of a medical doctor, they are doing so at their own risk. Should viewers decide to implement any of this information in the video, they are solely responsible for any outcome. The statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products mentioned in the video are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.